so I definitely love sharing my victory in over 100-pound weight loss with you guys. But let me tell you something. Let me get real about body odor. That journey also taught me a lot about my body chemistry, sweating a lot, any kind of different odors that come from various places on the body I had to learn about. Also, my journey with hidradenitis suppurativa, which, as you guys know, can cause boils in areas that have excessive sweating. Today, we're going to be extra open about getting rid of body odor fast, specifically that sweat, armpit, the belly button, feet, under the boobs, the vaginal odor, all of that. We even getting behind those ears. So let's get ready to talk about it all. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina. Body odor is quite natural and usually just caused by sweating, but it becomes a whole problem when it's not because of medical condition and we walking around here smelling like Cheetos, Fritos, and old cheese with a side of extra onion. You catch my drift? Body odor is even how we are identified in certain situations. Even my own little dog knows my body odor. Did you know that each person's body odor can be influenced by their diet, health, gender, and whether or not they're on medications? People who sweat a lot, like those with hypohidrosis, may likely be susceptible to getting a body odor. Hypohidrosis is a condition that's characterized by excessive sweating. It can affect one part of the body, several parts of the body, or the whole body. Most commonly, the feet, hands, face, armpits, and private parts are most affected because they have the highest level of sweat glands. And naturally, when you're hot, feel nervous, or start exercising a lot, you're gonna sweat more. Now, I can definitely turn into a sweaty beast, but I try to keep it cute, of course. As you go through puberty, oh God, I do not want to go back there. Any body changes or different life changes, it's natural for you to increase your levels of sweat. Okay, so where does the odor come from? For the most part, sweat is odorless to humans. It's not until the sweat mixes with the bacteria on the skin, causing it to become more acidic and releases an odor that can be unpleasant. Body odor is most likely to occur in your feet, growing or private area, pubic hair and other hair, armpits, your underboob, your belly button, behind the ears, and the rest of the skin, but at a much lower level. So no matter what your life change might be, what you might be going through, and why your sweat and body odor might be increasing, today we're going to talk about some general ways that we can help that and some common everyday remedies that might help you to sweat less and reduce body odor. But I need for y'all to leave me some comments down below. Let me know some of the remedies that you use. Also, let me know some of the remedies that you like that I'm offering that you might include in your day-to-day regimen. Now, if you have a body odor that seems that it could be because of a health condition, you know I'm gonna tell you to get your butt straight on to the doctor. All items that I discussed today can be found down below in the information section. Y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and subscribe, and also click on those notification bells so you can know when I upload on Thursdays and Sundays. Make sure you also check out my Now That's Life podcast, which is now live, and you can check it out on all your major podcasting platforms. Links to my podcast can be found down below in the information section. So today, y'all, I'm gonna take you through some of the general areas of the body that contain a lot of odor. However, I want you to let me know down below some of the areas you would like for me to discuss in depth in future videos. Today, we're taking a trip into the armpits, feet, behind the ears, belly button, and underboob, the love below, or those genitals. Then we're gonna go over some general cleansing and body odor tips and some simple foods to stay away from in order to decrease any negative body odor. So our good old friend the armpit, mustified them things can become. However, we can help them out just a little bit. Armpits can be described as more stinky because they have a high concentration of apocrine glands. And this adds up for a lot of body odor. So I get the question all the time, what's the difference between deodorant and an antiperspirant? Now, deodorant is going to be great because it makes the skin and the environment around the skin more acidic, making it harder for bacteria to sit and develop on the skin, which is going to cut back on a lot of the smell. Antiperspirant, on the other hand, blocks the sweating action of the glands, and that results in less sweating. So usually antiperspirants are described as better for people that have hypohidrosis or that excessive sweating. Deodorants and antiperspirants in more natural forms are definitely available to get. And y'all know I'm always, it seems like in almost every hygiene video, talking about about how I'm trying out different deodorants because I'm trying to find the best one for my body chemistry. Y'all, right now I'm smiling because I think I found an excellent one. Today's video is brought to you guys by Native. Native deodorant is filled with ingredients found in nature. This includes coconut oil because of its antimicrobial properties. Y'all know I'm always talking about that. Shea butter for moisturizing, and tapioca starch to absorb any wetness. It's formulated without aluminum, parabens, or talc. They have classic deodorant scents for men and for women. They include coconut and vanilla, lavender and rose, eucalyptus and mint, and cucumber and mint. I have been enjoying the lavender and rose. I have tested this throughout my workouts, throughout my day. I've tried it when I've been out in the sun. And I don't know if y'all know about that Texas heat, more specifically Houston, but baby, it can be nasty. It doesn't have that strong, overpowering scent, and it doesn't smell artificial. Their website is so simplistic and easy to use, and you save $2 per stick when you subscribe, and you determine how often it's mailed to your door. There's no risk to try, and there's free returns and exchanges in the US. To get 20% off your purchase today, visit nativedeodorant.com and enter my code Dr. Nina, or click the link down in the description box and use my code Dr. Nina at checkout. Let me know if y'all decide to give it a try. Because I have a lot of experience with hidradenitis suppurativa, one thing that I can tell you guys that has helped in this is using some mild antibacterial soap. I'm talking about that regular old everyday antibacterial soap. When using this, it's going to help to keep the bacteria levels low, which is going to reduce some of the body odor. Keep in mind, antibacterial soap can dry you out, so you want to make sure you keep any area where you're using it pretty moisturized and hydrated after using. Also remember, when armpits have a lot of hair, it slows down the evaporation of sweat. Now y'all know I'm the shaving queen, and I even have a video on it, so check it out. But there's a big reason why I shave under my arms. When armpits have hair, it slows down the evaporation of sweat, and that gives the bacteria even more time to sit on your skin and to become a loud smelling body odor. So shaving regularly for me has really helped body odor. Try to keep around some reusable clean shavers or some throwaway shavers. And now we can move on to stankin' feet. Now, smelly feet don't seem like as much of a problem as, say, your armpits. However, when those shoes come off, woo Lord, we know they can clear a room. Now, sweaty feet have been a problem for me, especially in the past with my workout routines and habits. I try to get some type of activity in every day, and I sweat again like a beautiful beast. But I found that keeping it simple really helps me. I wash my feet at least once a day. Every time I'm in the shower, I make it a point to move on down my feet. Now, some of y'all report you don't wash your legs, so you're probably not moving down to your feet. I don't imagine you skipping your legs and going to your feet. So let's extend throughout the leg down to the foot, okay? Y'all know that my practice is to use lukewarm to warm water. Hot water tends to boil your skin, causing it to dry out, and that's a whole different story. But you can get away with using warm water, especially if you have feet problems. Warm water is going to be better than cold water in getting rid of that bacteria that causes odor. But when you're done washing your feet, make sure that you pat them dry and even get in between the toes so you get rid of all moisture. If you're going to wear socks, make sure that they're airy and breathable and allow for sweat to evaporate. The best type of socks are those that are made from man-made fibers as well as wool. Whenever you wear socks, make sure they're clean. Now with shoes, if you're going to wear shoes with plastic liners or even trainers that you would use for working out, you want to make sure that you're not wearing them too long. Actually, a leather lining is better for sweat to evaporate. If your feet sweat off the chain, you should not be wearing the same tennis shoes day after day. Did you know that if you sweat a lot, shoes don't completely dry overnight, and that's why they carry that heavy smell? You also need a good old pumice stone in your life. Bacteria thrive on dead skin. If your feet are full of dead skin, it's holding on to odor. The pumice stone helps to get that off. And if you're lazy and don't like doing that, at least invest in getting a pedicure twice a month. And if you really want to get scientific with it, go to your local pharmacy and ask the pharmacist about different foot deodorizers, powders, things like that that might work well to soak up odor. And if you're having itchy foot problems and you're noticing an odor, you might have a foot fungus, so you want to get that treated as well. Now this one is my favorite. Just stay out of shoes whenever you can. The less your foot is enclosed, the better. Now let's get behind those ears. Most of the smell behind the ears comes from excessive secretions, sweating, hygiene, or even infection. And more commonly, it can come from hats and other accessories, hair products, cosmetics, and even skin and scalp conditions like eczema, dandruff, and other irritations. Now, you never want somebody to hug you or going for a kiss behind your ear and decide that you smell like earring backs. Does anybody here know what earring backs smell like? If you do, comment down below. Earring backs that have not been cleaned in a long time smell like death, but I digress. Gently scrubbing and washing the area daily can actually help to eliminate a lot of the odor. I'm no angel in this category. Sometimes I forget my ears exist, but because I have so many piercings, I have to watch out. Keep in mind that washing your face is not just about your face. You want to keep your scalp, ears, upper neck area away from pore clogging products. And if you can, wear your hair up as much as possible. I like to rub a little isopropyl alcohol or even some hydrogen peroxide on the backs of my ears and even around my earrings. And if you have piercings, you should definitely be following your piercer's ear care instructions. You also want to disinfect your earrings as much as you can remember. I like to do this by either putting it in jewelry cleaner, putting in a little peroxide, or even a little witch hazel, or a little bit of alcohol, and allowing my earrings to sit for about 15 minutes, wiping them off, and then storing them somewhere clean and dry. You also just want to practice keeping the area dry. I've actually used a little bit of baby powder behind my ear before, a little bit of deodorant, and I also make sure that I clean my headphones diligently as well. I don't let them get too wet with sweat, and even when I'm working out, I take a period to dry them off for a second in order to keep a lot of moisture from being consistently over my ear. Carry your ointments or acne face washes over those areas, and if your ear gets infected, you do need to get a prescription from the doctor that could help to clear it up. And use essential oils that you dilute with a carrier oil like olive oil. Some of the ones that really help with odor are tea tree, peppermint, and even grapefruit or citrus type oil. So let's talk about the underboob and the belly button. I categorize those together because they're so close. These areas are indented or have grooves. They act as a trap for sweat, dead skin, and dirt. Few people concentrate on washing the underboob or the belly button with soap. So both of those areas have folds of skin that allow for bacteria to form and grow. Most of that bacteria will remain at a low level, so you're not gonna get a stench. And when it gets too hot for any of us, that's when you get an all-out stank. Washing those areas thoroughly, especially with something like antibacterial soap, should prove to get rid of a lot of the smell. And it should also help with the buildup of dirt and germs. Now, after I wash or after I get out of the shower, or if I wash them separately, if I'm just touching up my body to go out somewhere, because you should touch up those areas, I always like to ensure that I dry them completely. Those areas specifically can get really wet with sweat, and you want to make sure that even after you've washed it, you don't allow for moisture to sit around in those areas. And if you have a super innie like me, if the water sits in there too long, it can get super foul. So I usually take a paper towel and kind of wipe over the area and ensure that it is dry before I put on my clothing. And if you want to be extra picky, you can go ahead and carry around in your purse just a few folded paper towels so that you have them on hand when you go in the bathroom, and you can blot out those areas as well. If the smell continues to get worse, especially if you have a belly button piercing or if under your breast you start to get a rash, you need to go to the doctor and get some type of antibacterial ointment or whatever they prescribe you. My doctor has armed me with ointment because I am prone to certain types of infection. So whenever I feel that those areas are getting out of hand, I usually dab a little bit in there or under there, and I'm good to go after a few days. And if you're prone to stench in those areas, it might be a good idea to stay away from extra tight clothing because those can increase the risk of developing a fungal infection. And we ain't got time for that. Now we've moved on to the love below, or our beautiful genitals. Now y'all know your girl got a million bajillion videos on this, but I'm gonna go through a few rules of thumb. Take care of yourself on or off of your period. Use great natural pads, tampons, and other items. When it comes to my vagina, I usually only use water or a mild wash. I use all natural pads and tampons and even wipes for that time of the month. And usually if it ain't water, it ain't touching it. I love hair removal, and I have several videos on that because pubic hair can also, just like your underarm hair, hold on to a lot of smells. So I choose to keep it nice and properly trimmed. Mainly because my skin down there is not good for waxing, and I definitely don't want the visits of the itchmongers. What I also like to do is stay realistic when it comes to my area down there. We do not need to be trying to smell like a bucket of flowers. In times of irritation, I use things like aloe vera gel, lavender oil, and witch hazel, more specifically in the bikini area or on the outside of the area, in order to maintain its coolness and cut down on sensitivity. When I get out of the shower, I pat dry and allow the moisture to evaporate completely so that it does not house smells. I'm always hammering this into you guys, but I go to the doctor for yearly pap smears, a full blood panel of tests for STIs and STDs, and if you're experiencing any foul bowel odors, you definitely want to be open and honest with your doctor about it, because infections down there can cause us a lifetime of pain and other issues. Now we're into the general cleansing and body odor tips. Overall, the body needs to be clean. Now, some people like to hit the hot spots, under the arms, down in the genitals, and that's real cute until them other spots start to stink. Wash daily with lukewarm to warm water. Have a shower or a bath daily. I said daily. Remember that lukewarm to warm water helps to wash bacteria off of your skin. If the weather is super hot and you know you sweat a lot, you might want to get 2 showers in per day. And with your clothing, natural fibers are best. They allow your skin to breathe and also help with evaporation of sweat. Natural fibers include wool, silk, or even cotton. And the same go for your drawers. And as much as I enjoy spicy foods, baby, I live for them. But onions, curry, garlic, everything I love, and other spicy foods have the chance to make your sweat even more pungent. And some experts even think if you have a high red meat diet, this can do the same thing. If your body is not responding to natural remedies, you might want to go to your doctor or ask the pharmacist about aluminum chloride. Aluminum chloride is found in a lot of antiperspirants. It really helps to cut down on sweating. Some people even get Botox in areas of high levels of sweat glands because it helps to block the sweat glands. And some people will get surgery to block their sweat glands, but not sure of how safe that is, because it can cause other areas of your body to sweat more because your body is trying to compensate for not sweating in other areas. It can also damage your arteries and other parts of the body. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. We gonna get rid of this body odor one way or the other. But remember, a little bit of odor, a little bit of funk is all right, right? Because it's natural, it's how we're identified, it's how our body chemistry is made, and it's also how our pheromones mix in with a little bit of our perfumes and things that we choose to wear in that realm. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace. Special thanks to Jason Bowie of Trinity Media Solutions for co-producing and filming today's video. His information can be found down below in the information section. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.